Hello lovely people and welcome to an excellent explanation of the snatch technique with a not so wonderful demonstration. Here he goes. Oh, not too bad. Okay, so all the little points we want to be talking about are going to be coming up in real time right now. Okay, so let's see if we can catch them all. It's going to go through quite quickly. Oh, it gets really fast in a minute. Oh my god! So many bits to think about. Okay, so let's just go through those in slow-mo. So the first bit we're looking at is the stance. You really want your feet to be around hip width apart, pretty much facing directly forwards and underneath the bar, okay, as much as you can. Now this is quite hard to see on my video, so I've stolen this picture from the internet. Lovely stuff. Okay. I've also stolen this picture to show the width of the feet, but also this picture is interesting because the feet are ever so slightly pointed outwards. This is a stance that is very much acceptable for some taller athletes or other athletes without other mobility issues. But otherwise, here we go, carry on. Okay, so the next bit is the grip of the bar. Now, for a snatch, the grip has to be super wide. For new lifters, this may seem really uncomfortable and really unnatural, but stick with the process. How wide do I hear you say? Well, the way you want it is so the bar, if you were standing, is going to be resting just on your hip flexors or above. I've stolen another picture to highlight this. Let's have a look. Now, other than noticing that these guys are super duper serious, is that the bar is actually just resting on their hip flexors. Some coaches would argue, including myself, that you want the bar even higher if possible, maybe just slightly above the hip flexors, but each to their own. Here we go, so next bit. Now, considering that we're dealing with a two-pull snatch technique in this video, we need to set ourselves up for the first pull. Now, this is very much like a deadlift stance, but with a really wide grip. Okay, so the way you're going to do it is set your trunk so your spine is in as neutral position as possible. However, the really observant of you will notice that I do not achieve a neutral spine. But what you do have to do is really try and get your trunk as in the flat back position as possible, and really engage to support your spine through this first pull of the movement. You can also notice that I've shifted my shoulders over the front of the bar. Some may say it's a little bit too much, but let me get away with this one. This will mean that our weight shifts over the front half of our foot ever so slightly, but we're still trying to keep our feet flat. The reason for the first pull is really just to get our knees out of the way so we can put a really explosive second pull in. As we can see here, I'm straightening my legs, but really maintaining my spinal position. Now, once we get clear of our knees, the real fun happens. This is where the second pull starts. As soon as we are clear of our knees, we want to be thrusting our hips forward and pulling the bar really close into our body. As we're doing that, we'll be shifting our body weight back into our heels just ever so slightly, and then we're looking for a triple extension jump at the hip, knee and ankle, as well as a shrug at the shoulders, bringing them up towards our ears to put as much vertical force into the bar as possible. It's really important to note at this stage to not pull with your arms too early, i.e. bend at the elbows and pull at the bar. You mustn't do this until you have fully jumped with your legs. What the effect will be will make the bar feel so much heavier, so make sure you delay that pull as long as you can. The final bit is catching the bar, only a little thing. Allegedly, this is one of the fastest full body movements in sport. Once you've fully pulled at the bar and jumped as hard as you can, you've got to duck underneath the bar into a squat position as fast as you can. Your arm should be straight at the point of catch. In this particular example, I'm not doing a full overhead squat because this is a power snatch, but also because I can't hit that position. So therefore, I'm going into what might say a quarter squat, just to be able to catch the bar above my head. If you've jumped and pulled and thrown the bar correctly, it should go directly upwards and ever so slightly back, so you land in the catch with the bar directly over your feet. If this is done well, it should be relatively easy to land in a balanced catch position in your squat or quarter squat. A little pause is often useful here to make sure you are balanced before you fully stand up. Make sure your core is really tight with the bar directly over your head, and then you've finished, and then you can drop the bar from a big height for extra drama. Good job.